Former Donald Trump lawyer Alina Habba, who I guess is still occasionally acting as one of Donald Trump's lawyers, has announced that apparently she has decided to revive. Her and Donald Trump are going to revive a lawsuit that not only got laughed out of court earlier this year, but also resulted in Haba and Trump being fined $936,000 by the judge for filing a lawsuit that was, as the judge said, this case should never have been brought. Its inadequacy as a legal claim was evident from the start. No reasonable lawyer would have filed it. So pay me hundreds of thousands of dollars for wasting the court's time, the judge says. And that happened in January, and now it's August, and Alina Haba's like, you know what? What if we just did that again with the same lawsuit in front of the same judge? Like, let's see what happens, right? Although she did say she's going to try. She's no guarantees, but she's going to try to get that judge removed from the case. But in the meantime, it would still go in front of the same judge who basically said, you're not a reasonable lawyer. And at this point, and again, you were sanctioned hundreds of thousands of dollars. So I have to wonder at this point, do we have evidence? Like, do we have hard evidence that Alina Habba did in fact graduate from law school? Like, do we know for certain that she has passed the bar? The judge just months ago laughed you out of court, insulted you in the ruling, fined you hundreds of thousands of dollars, and you're sitting there. You're like, we're gonna do it again. Let's just do it. Now, Haba does claim, however, that the Durham report, which came out, I think, in May, to no fanfare whatsoever. She's like, the new evidence in the Durham report kind of proves this lawsuit. And this lawsuit, of course, is the one that Donald Trump had filed against Hillary Clinton, Peter Strzok, Lisa Page, the Democratic National Party, all of those groups alleging that their lies in the campaign about his ties to Russia were somehow bad. That's not a legal claim, as the judge said. Like, y'all were running political campaigns, you and her. So she said things that may have turned out to not be true in the end. You can't sue her for that in a political campaign. Because if you could, holy crap, every single candidate for every office ever would sue their opponents to oblivion. Both Democrats and Republicans. Because that's all political advertisements are. You see them on TV all the time. It's just people lying about the other person they're running against. So if Donald Trump were successful in this, then he, of course, would then be sued by President Biden. He'd be sued by Hillary Clinton. He'd be sued by these other Republicans. So you kind of don't want this lawsuit to be successful because the precedent that it would set would basically mean every politician in the country would then be sued by every politician in the country, and then we just have nonstop legal fights for all of eternity. Which is actually kind of why I do want this to happen. But mostly I want it to happen because I want Alina Habba to get sanctioned again. I really genuinely want a judge to issue an order that not only makes her pay hundreds of thousands of dollars more, but I just want to see what the judge is going to write when he dismisses the case this time. Because she says she has new evidence from the Durham report, except she doesn't. All the Durham report basically said was like, hey, we think the FBI was, a little too quick on launching a full-scale investigation instead of starting small and building from there. And their only recommendation is not criminal charges against Hillary Clinton, but, hey, maybe the FBI ought to have one person that kind of oversees any politically charged investigation. That was the recommendation from the Durham report. And Alina Habba says, you know what? That's just enough. It's all I need to refile that lawsuit that basically cost me a small fortune earlier this year. So Alina, best of luck. I really genuinely hope you refile this lawsuit. And I can't wait to do the segment when the judge laughs it out of court and sanctions you for the second time. Hey everyone, this is Aspen. And did you know that for the low cost of $0 per day, you can subscribe to the Fair and Balanced YouTube channel. We also encourage you to like, comment, and share. But again, click that subscribe button and help Aspen not be so grumpy.